Nadu, the MLAs there giving themselves a 100% pay hike. Chief Minister EPS there has hiked the salary of all MLAs from the existing 55,000 to 1.05 lakhs. A pension there also having increased from 12,000 to 20,000. Now this of course being at a time when the Tamil Nadu state has been reeling under a severe drought crisis. There is an agrarian crisis across the state, with each district having been declared in a state of emergency under the severe drought crisis. Farmers have been protesting the longest, having pitched camp here in Delhi at Jantar Mantar as well at this given point of time. The immediate concern there for the Chief Minister and his team and the MLAs there is to get themselves an absolute 100% pay hike. The kind of hike that we're looking at here, an existing salary of 55,000 hiked to 1.05 lakhs, pension there from 12,000 hiked to 20,000 rupees per month. Those are the breaking inputs here coming in, and this plays out, of course, in brutal, striking contrast to what the farmers of Tamil Nadu have been asking for. Time and again, they've been begging the state government, asking the state government, despite a Madras High Court ruling there as well, which has forced the state government there to respect the High Court ruling as far as waiver of loans to a certain extent, of a certain bracket there is concerned, and the payment of compensation. That hasn't come forth. Remember, the state government also standing in contempt of court for not having followed what the High Court has said on the farmers' issue and demands on the agrarian crisis. What they've done first is to go ahead to ensure themselves a salary hike. Our correspondent Muglian getting us further details here on this, on how this reflects shoddily on the state government and the MLAs at this given point of an agrarian crisis in Tamil Nadu. Muglian.
Yeah, today morning, the last day of the assembly session. Today the Chief Minister has made an announcement in the assembly, making a hike, 100% hike for MLA salaries. Earlier, MLAs were receiving 65,000. Now they will be receiving somewhere around 1,05,000. And not only this, even pension for the retired MLAs has been hiked. Earlier they used to get 12,000. Now it has been increased to 20,000. And the constituency development funds also been hiked marginally. Earlier it was 2 crores, but now it's been 2.5 crores. So in a very grim financial situation for Tamil Nadu, we are seeing lots of things under pressure.
Muglian, I'm afraid we'll have to reconnect with you on that in just a bit, but we're going to be getting in some more political reactions here on this as well, on how this largely speaks out as what the Chief Minister's immediate concern is, to fill their pockets first, to ensure their own salary hike, instead of even listening to the long-standing months of protests and demands of what has been of the state farmers. It's not just the Tamil Nadu MLAs. Earlier in the day, we also had the Samajwadi party MP in the Rajya Sabha, Mr. Naresh Agarwal, also in fact raised the issue as far as the MPs, the Member of Parliament salary hike is concerned as well. A clear sign that as far as politicians go, to a certain set of them of course, irrespective of the nature of crisis and multiple issues that the country's common man is being faced with, it is a salary hike that they would be concerned about first. This, of course, as far as the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister there goes, in ensuring the MLAs get a 100% pay hike. This at a time when the state government has shamelessly already made it clear that they don't have the money for a farmer's loan waiver, they don't have the money for a farmer's compensation, or even to increase the rate of the MSP, the produce of the farmers. The Tamil Nadu government making it clear that there is no budget for these kind of waivers and compensations, but it seems that they have enough to ensure themselves, all the MLAs there in Tamil Nadu, in getting a 100% pay hike in salary and pension. Here's a listen into what also the Rajya Sabha MP Naresh Agarwal had stated on the MP's salary hike earlier in the day after the start of the Rajya Sabha session this morning. Take a listen in.
even ऐसा लगता जैसे हम बेघर हो गए वेतन भत्ते के लिए जो नियम बने उस नियम के तहत एक कमेटी बनी।
Where is the point of order in that?
जी हाँ, पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर, क्योंकि ये हमारे पॉइंट ऑफ 7th पे कमीशन लागू हो गया। हम लोगों को कहते हैं कि हमारे वेतन भत्ते के लिए जो कमेटी बनी, जिसके अध्यक्ष उत्तर प्रदेश के मौजूदा मुख्यमंत्री योगी जी थे, उन योगी जी ने एक संस्तुत भेजी। संस्तुत पूरा क्या है, मीडिया में प्रचारित किया जाता है कि सारा कुछ देश का सब कुछ खा रहे हैं, तो एमपी खा रहे हैं, फ्री एमपी खा रहे हैं, फ्री एमपी घूम रहे हैं। हमारी सैलरी श्रीमन एक जो हमारा सेक्रेटरी उससे भी नीचे, स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के जो चेयरमैन है उनका एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी, उसकी जो पे देख लीजिए और चेयरमैन की पे देख लीजिए। एमपी MLAs की 3-3 लाख रुपए सैलरी हो गई, लेकिन आज हम कितनी सैलरी पा रहे हैं? सारा सदन पूछ लीजिए। हो सकता कुछ लोग 50,000 रुपए में अपना घर चला लेते हो, लेकिन क्या एमपी के लिए
Okay. You made your point. All right.
फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ने
You made your point. Yes.
श्रीमन ऐसा लगता है जैसे हम भीख
You
मांग रहे
made your. आपने
नहीं,
बोल
इसको
चुका.
जवाब देना पड़ेगा। ये तो ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे हम भीख मांग रहे हैं। हमें भीख नहीं चाहिए। आप मना करना, साफ मना कर दीजिए। इस सरकार को मना करना, साफ मना कर दीजिए। लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि लगे कि एमपी लोग भीख मांग रहे हैं। आप हमको 7th पे कमीशन के साथ जोड़ दीजिए।
Our senior correspondent Lokpriya getting us further details here on this. Lokpriya, this would come in as a rude shock to many, especially the farmers in the midst of a drought crisis and agrarian crisis that the state has been facing for the past several months. On what the Chief Minister ensures first is, of course, is a salary hike for themselves.
Well, definitely, as this comes at a time when the farmers of Tamil Nadu are struggling with a worst ever drought crisis, and the farmer delegation is in Delhi protesting for their rights, seeking for an intervention from the Prime Minister, asking for the loans to be waived off. And at this situation, we have the Chief Minister announcing a salary hike for the MLAs from 55,000 rupees to 1,50,000 rupees. So almost a double hike for these MLAs. And not just this, even the pension amount has been increased from 12,000 to 20,000. Meanwhile, the constituency fund for an MLA has also been increased from 2 crores to 6 crores. So this was announced by Chief Minister Edappadi K Palaniswami in the floor of the House today. Today is the last day for the Tamil Nadu Assembly, and an announcement of pay hike has come in, and this has shocked the people of Tamil Nadu, considering the fact that we have several issues concerning the state where the government action has been very minimal, be it the protest for Neduvasal in the southern districts of Tamil Nadu, or the example of farmers, there has been very little action to assuage the feeling of the people, whereas we have our MLAs going ahead and getting a
Not just little action. The reason there, Lokpriya, the reason that was given out is that it's impossible with the current state budget to have a waiver for farm loans, farmers' loans to an extent, to not be able to increase the MSP. There's no money for all of that, which has already been made clear by the government. So where's this money for a hike in their own salary coming from?
Well, definitely, yes, these are questions that are bound to rise, because this is something that has not gone down well with the people of Tamil Nadu.
A very quick reaction, Lokpriya, please stay with us. A quick reaction that we're going to be getting in from Mr. Suman Siraman. Thanks for being with us, Suman. In your view on how this shoddily reflects on the state government, making it very clear on where their priorities are.
No, I honestly don't grudge the public servants getting paid properly. Look, they have a job to do, and in comparison, I mean, to say that an MLA should exist on 55,000 is really difficult. I think that they should be paid well. What we need to do is we need to cut out all the additional perks, and we need to hold them accountable, and we need to see how we can cut down on their corruption. Now, to say that they should not be paid well is not anyone's argument, and I don't agree with this concept that that they should continue to probably make money on the side, which nobody will see, maybe 20 times, 30 times the amount that they could potentially get as a pay hike. I think they should be paid well, and I don't have any problems with it.
All right, they should be paid well for the job they do, but who's going to stop on all the other money through corruption that some of them often earn? That's going to be the day of the State Assembly session in Tamil Nadu, in the Chief Minister announcing a salary hike for all MLAs. It is 100% pay hike. Chief Minister EPS hikes the salary of MLAs from the existing 55,000 rupees to up to 1.05 lakh rupees. There is also a hike in the pension that has been increased from 12,000 rupees to 20,000. The issue here being to the extent with the argument that this is a well-deserved hike for all the hard work that goes into being an MLA, but this comes in at a time in the face of a brutal agrarian crisis and a high rate of farmer suicides and the ongoing drought situation in the state of Tamil Nadu. We have with us our correspondent Muglian getting us further inputs here. Muglian, take us through that decision that was taken by the Chief Minister today on why it was done on an urgent basis and as an imperative decision there before the end of the State Assembly session there.
Today has been the last day of the Assembly session. Today, the Chief Minister has made this announcement and hiked the salaries of MLA. We can, as you said, we can see there is a 100% hike for this MLA salary, and also their retirement pensions has been also been raised from 12,000 to 20,000, and the constituency development funds, that is, which earlier it was 2 crore rupees, now it has been increased to 2.5 crore rupees. So this comes in a time when the state is reeling under a heavy financial crush. We see almost most of the schemes are reeling under this financial crush, even as stated the agrarian crisis, because when the Madras High Court Madurai branch ordered the state government to waive off all the cooperative loans in the cooperative loans of the farmers, it was the state government who approached the court again and said that with the given present situation of the present financial situation of the Tamil Nadu, waiving of the loans is not possible. When we saw the farmers are committing suicide, a high number in Tamil Nadu, with this is a situation, the Chief Minister today has hiked the salaries of the MLAs, and this was welcomed by the all MLAs with a thumping roar inside the assembly. They expressed their happiness on the hike, and they thumped the table and expressed their happiness at the Secretariat.
Yes, all MLAs, of course, understandably would be standing all together in this decision. But who's to address the farmers' crisis, the drought crisis, the dire straits, the condition of the farmers there who've continued to protest for the past several months, have pitched camp here in Delhi at Jantar Mantar for the past several weeks, to the extent that it is now also a case of contempt of court by the state government.
Yeah, the Tamil Nadu is facing one of the worst ever drought which it has not faced in past 140 years. We saw the farmers are continuously agitating in Tamil Nadu. Even the farmers came to Delhi, and still they are protesting at the Delhi, asking the government, both the central government and the state government, to waive off their loans as they are facing severe drought here. And when the Madras High Court ordered the state government that the state government should waive off all the loans in the cooperative banks which taken by the farmers, it was the state government which went to the court and said stating the financial situation, right, said that they cannot waive off all the loans, and as it will hit their financial budget here in the state. But now this hike has come as a great surprise, because none expected. It is a well-known fact that the Tamil Nadu, after giving up various free schemes, this is a point which pulled down the financial burden of the Tamil Nadu, because most of the schemes in Tamil Nadu are given freely. Take the free food scheme, that is Amma Canteen, the milk cows, the current, almost everything is given free in the state of Tamil Nadu at the price of the state exchequer. When the state exchequer is reeling under that kind of strong financial crush, now this will definitely add on to the burden of the financial crush to the state, but that seems to be not cared by the state government. Now the Chief Minister has made this announcement, has given a 100% hike to its MLAs.
Stay on with us, Muglian. That's also not just a concern for MLAs and what one would call this an immediate concern for Tamil Nadu MLAs, but also for certain MPs in the centre, it seems, as well. Here's what the Samajwadi Party MP in the Rajya Sabha has said earlier in the day, Mr. Naresh Agarwal. Let's take a listen in.
शिवन, ऐसा लगता जैसे हम बेघर हो गए, वेतन भत्ते के लिए जो नियम बने उस नियम के तहत एक कमेटी बनी।
There is a point of order in that.
जी हाँ, पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर, क्योंकि ये हमारे पॉइंट ऑफ 7th पे कमीशन लागू हो गया। हम लोगों को कहते हैं कि हमारे वेतन भत्ते के लिए जो कमेटी बनी, जिसके अध्यक्ष उत्तर प्रदेश के मौजूदा मुख्यमंत्री योगी जी थे, उन योगी जी ने एक संस्तुत भेजी। संस्तुत पूरा क्या है, मीडिया में प्रचारित किया जाता है कि सारा कुछ देश का सब कुछ खा रहे हैं तो एमपी खा रहे हैं, फ्री एमपी खा रहे हैं, फ्री एमपी घूम रहे हैं। हमारी सैलरी श्रीमन एक जो हमारा सेक्रेटरी उससे भी नीचे है। स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के जो चेयरमैन है उनका एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी, उसकी जो पे देख लीजिए और चेयरमैन की पे देख लीजिए। एमपी MLAs की 3-3 लाख रुपए सैलरी हो गई, लेकिन आज हम कितनी सैलरी पा रहे हैं? सारा सदन पूछ लीजिए। हो सकता कुछ लोग 50,000 रुपए में अपना घर चला लेते हो, लेकिन क्या एमपी के लिए पास
Okay. You made your point. All right.
फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ने
You made your point. Yes.
श्रीमन ऐसा लगता है जैसे हम भीख
You made your. आपने बोल
तो
चुका.
जवाब देना पड़ेगा। ये तो ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे हम भीख मांग रहे हैं। हमें भीख नहीं चाहिए। आप मना करना, साफ मना कर दीजिए। इस सरकार को मना करना, साफ मना कर दीजिए। लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि लगे कि एमपी लोग भीख मांग रहे हैं। आप हमको 7th पे कमीशन के साथ जोड़ दीजिए।
And that's the kind of statement here that's coming from the Rajya Sabha MP Naresh Agarwal there as well, saying that it's an unfair disparity because there are MLAs of certain states now who are earning far more than MPs in the centre. Mughal, the other side of this argument here also being that they're rightfully asking for a hike. The existing salaries not enough. And it's hard work, as many have argued there as well, who supported this move, saying that MLAs and MPs should rightfully be getting a salary hike.
But definitely this been a surprise announcement because this issue was never raised in Tamil Nadu or not discussed in the secretariat. But this completely came as a surprise because in the last day we expected some big announcements to happen from the state government, but this happened for their own side because now the Chief Minister has given a 100% hike. Now we can also expect the MPs also raising the same issue. Now what the Chief Minister has said is that this increment, this hike will be given from dated this month, that is 1/7/2017. So from this month they will be paid with this new hike, and this is a completely this has definitely taken everybody in surprise because when the state is reeling under a heavy financial crunch, this announcement was purely unexpected from any quarter of people.
Absolutely, Mughal, if you could also further expand on the kind of crisis. Not just in Tamil Nadu, but also farmers across the country. But since we're talking about this decision by the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister on the kind of crisis that Tamil Nadu farmers have been facing, they've gotten a court order in their support as well. But the Chief Minister and the government unwilling really to look at their crisis there.
There have been crores as loans in the cooperative banks taken by the farmers. These are the farmers who facing now a severe drought which they have not faced in 140 years. So it was a farmers association which went to the court appealing that the government should waive off its loan which taken from the cooperative banks. That is, the cooperative banks completely come under the purview of the state government. So it was the state government very quickly, as soon as the order was passed by the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court, as soon as the order was passed, the state government directly went to the Madras High Court stating that it is really impossible for them to waive off the loans in the cooperative sector as the state is reeling under a heavy financial crisis. And this is the same with this nationalized bank also. The farmers want the loans taken in the nationalized banks also to be waived off, but as of now there is no word from the government on the nationalized bank. Even when the farmers were continuously agitating at the Delhi Jantar Mantar regarding a permanent solution for their problem, it was the Chief Minister and the score of ministers who went there to Delhi, met the farmers there and promised them that they will definitely they will definitely take back the affidavit filed by the state government stating that they are against the waiving of the loan. But as of now, that promise by the Chief Minister of getting back the affidavit filed on the behalf of Tamil Nadu against the Madras High Court order is not been taken back yet. Now we see all the farmers are again protesting at the Delhi Jantar Mantar. Now the protest is still ongoing. Now we very recently we saw the court coming very heavily on the state government of Tamil Nadu, stating it is not really done. That is by simply paying a compensation to the suicide committed by the farmer is not enough. The state government should come forward and find a permanent solution for this issue. But now this has not been just carried by the state government.
Nothing so far. Clearly, that has been done by the Tamil Nadu state government for the farmers in the midst of this drought and this looming agrarian crisis, unprecedented agrarian crisis in the face of this drought there. All districts of Tamil Nadu, which were much earlier declared hit by drought, declaring it hit by drought crisis there. On what this really means, while we try to get in more political reactions, but to what avail? Because at the end of the day, each of the MLAs belonging to each political party there in Tamil Nadu, of course, have unanimously welcomed this situation. It's a message, it's an unfortunate message now that is being sent out by the Tamil Nadu government, at least to the farmers community there. We have with us activist Ms. Brinde Adige with us over the phone line. Ms. Adige, there's some voices who are supporting this hike, saying that at the end of the day, an MLA's job is a tough job. This was much in the waiting and should be welcomed.
Every job is a tough job, and nobody forced the MLA to contest elections and take up that post. He decided to serve the nation. He decided to serve his state. This hike in pay just goes to show that it is absolute an atrocity, and it is criminal when farmers across India, and especially Tamil Nadu, are committing suicide, and the state has actually declared and made an application that drought has hit and they require support. In this time, in this period, how can they even talk of increasing the salaries of their MLAs, their elected representatives? This is simply because they are not concerned about the citizens, they are not concerned about the farmers, and all of this is only to increase their own bank accounts. Their luxuries must not get curtailed. All of their perks must go on, and the citizens who vote them into power must continue to suffer, commit suicide and die. That's it. So it will just become a report and statistics, and they will stand for elections again. Criminal, obnoxious atrocity.
Ms. Adige, what can we possibly expect from the opposition here as well? There would be no pressure on the government to roll back on this, to protest against this, because each political party, of course, understandably, for their own hike, has stood by the government on this decision.
I think it is time for the people to stand up, because we cannot expect the opposition to stand, because they know they also stand to gain over there. So they are not going to challenge this stand. What should be done now is the people should stand and say, tell me, what have you done with my taxes? How much of the corruption money has been recovered? Why is there no clean drinking water? Why are all the government schools shutting down? Why is there so much of atrocity on women? Because there is no safety, and they claim that they do not have the funds to give even a protection officer for every police station.
Right.
This is what the
Ms.
citizens have to raise up.
Let's ask where these funds are coming from. There is no funds to help the state in the dilapidated law and order situation. There are no funds for compensating the farmers. So where are the funds coming from for their own salary hike?
Absolutely. Where are these funds coming from? From the schemes that have already been budgeted for and allocated for. The monies will not reach the people most in need. They will skim away from that, and they would also start new programs and projects in the name of development, in the name of modernization and urbanization. All the tax coming back again and again. The burden has to be borne by every child, man and woman, not by these people or their families.
Ms. Adige, would you also say that this is a largely insensitive message sent out by the Chief Minister to the people of his state?
not simply insensitive, it is criminal, outrageous, and it is an atrocity being committed on the citizens of the state. If it was insensitive, you say, okay, shall we now talk to you, reason, shall we rationalize and tell you now become more sensitive? They know everything. It is a planned criminal action.
Ms. Brinda Adige, activist, many thanks for speaking to us, reacting on this issue, going to the extent of using the harsh words, as she says, justifiably so, a planned criminal action. How could you possibly thinking about your own salary hike in the midst of this crisis? Mr. Rajashekharan with us on the phone line as well. Thank you for being with us. In your view, would you support this hike, or would you say that this could have been deferred?
I appeal to the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Minister Edappadi Palaniswami, to immediately attend to the farmers' grievances and also ensure the farmers of Tamil Nadu are respected in all their requests and attended to it. And increasing of the salary for MLAs, I don't find any wrong in it, because let the MLAs and ministers not indulge in any kind of corruption or any kind of bribery in their jobs.
Mr. Rajashekharan, two things from what you said, please. Does a salary hike ensure that a certain politician, MLA, would not be indulging in corruption? And the second, was this the right timing for a salary hike?
See, I don't have anything to say about the timing, but I'm of the opinion that if the MLAs have been hiked earlier, they would do their job, which is the service to the people of their constituency and the state, the ministers to the state. They would ensure that everything is fine at home and they can go and serve the people of the state. But if you don't pay them properly and you expect them to be honest, it's a little in a confused mindset. So let us not take it the other way around. Let us be positive. Here afterwards, let the ministers and MLAs of Tamil Nadu do service to the people what they ought to do.
But Mr. Rajashekharan, would this also ensure, as you're saying, you wanting to justify this hike with the timing as well, saying that it's a hard day's job, they need a hike for all the work that they do? Could this also ensure more sensitivity to what the needs of its own people are? We've seen how the Chief Minister and his government has behaved as far as the farmers' crisis there goes, in an outright contempt of court as well, in not wanting to pay back at least cooperative loans, corporative bank loans there to the farmers.
Yes, I agree. The government must be more sensitive towards the farmers, and they cannot take them lightly, because farmers are the backbone of the country and the state. And attending to the farmers' request must be the priority to the government and the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. I don't find any wrong. Again, I want to reiterate.
Okay.
Let them hike their salary, but let them deliver to the people what the mandate is. Let them not indulge in any kind of wrongdoing. Let them attend to the NEET students. The examinations are not been, the results have been announced and they have not been taken for counselling. And like that, many issues are there pending.
Multiple pending issues, that's the thing, Mr. Rajashekharan, multiple pending issues there, but one that the Chief Minister chooses to act on quickly before wrapping up the State Assembly session today is to ensure a pay hike for himself and the other MLAs. Please stay on with us. Mr. Suman C. Raman reconnected with us here on this. Mr. Suman C. Raman, you of course have already stated you're not against the hike. We're of course looking at the possibility of this, if this could have been better timed. Also, if a salary hike ensures that a politician would not be indulging in corruption.
No, I mean, clearly we are going by the assumption that all politicians or most politicians are corrupt. Therefore, that truism is probably what is driving some of the sentiment. Now, I think we should understand that if there is a politician who is not corrupt, then he certainly deserves a decent standard of living. And
right.
Today, there are several employees in the government itself who get much higher salaries. So the IAS officers get a much higher salary than the MLAs. Why should they? So I think at least we should put them on par with the middle or senior IAS officers of that category. So I think that there's no harm in hiking the salaries at all. I have no issues with that. Obviously, you have to make them accountable, you'll have to make them deliver, and you'll have to reduce corruption. So those are independent issues. But to say that, they're anyway going to be corrupt, so why should we pay them? I think it's a self-defeating approach.
Okay, and the disparity in salaries, as was being explained there by the Rajya Sabha MP, Mr. Naresh Agarwal as well, that they're now in a situation where you have MLAs of certain states earning more than MPs, Secretariat staff earning more than Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha member of Parliament. Take a listen in to what Naresh Agarwal just stated today, earlier in the day at the Rajya Sabha.
गलत नहीं कहा है। थोड़े दिनों बाद तो वो लोग कहने लगेंगे कि सैलरी के आधार पर प्रोटोकॉल भी हमारा तय किया जाए। हमको भीख नहीं मांगने। लोकसभा और राज्यसभा की ज्वाइंट कमेटी ने जब रिपोर्ट दी है तो आखिर उस रिपोर्ट को क्यों नहीं स्वीकार किया जाता है? और राज्यों के MLAs की सैलरी हम लोगों से ज्यादा है और फिर हमसे ऑनेस्टी की बात करते हैं और सैलरी की बढ़ाने की बात नहीं करते। इसमें हमारी आपत्ति है।
Once again, in that argument in justifying that there needs to be a salary hike, a pay hike for MPs there as well. Mr. Rajashekharan, if you're still connected with us, in what we've heard, what has been argued, okay, we're going to be reconnecting with him and getting in more voices here on this. If we get in political voices, at least from Tamil Nadu, they would all be standing by this. It was a unanimous decision welcomed there by each MLA to each given political party there in Tamil Nadu on the decision of a salary hike. Our correspondent Mughalian has been getting us further inputs here. Mughalian, what's also being questioned here is the timing. There aren't the other issues that the Tamil Nadu government has chosen to act upon. What he's really chosen to act upon with immediate effect quickly before wrapping up the State Assembly session today was a salary hike for himself and his colleagues.
Yeah, now Tamil Nadu is waking up to one problem daily in the morning. So that is the situation here in Tamil Nadu. We have the agrarian crisis, we have the NEET exam where the Tamil Nadu government has approached the court, and we have this Nedumarathal issue where the peoples of a particular village are protesting against the ONGC. So there are list of issues which Tamil Nadu
a list of issues of grievances of state people not being addressed. Please stay with us. We're getting in a political voice. BJP spokesperson there, Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao, with us on the phone line. Thanks for being with us, Mr. Rao. In your view, would you support this?
We will never support this, and this is atrocious. And it also exposes the plot by Mr. Palaniswami, the CM by chance. He wants to keep the flock together, and this is an appeasement move. And while the farmers are, on the streets, and in fact, Bharatiya Janata Party completely supports the protest, but they should be protesting in Chennai rather than in Delhi, because agriculture is the state subject. And Palaniswami needs to answer these farmers as to why he is increasing the already big salaries of the MLAs, while he is not giving anything, not even a support price to farmers when it is required.
Right, but Mr. Rao, there has been a unanimous support that has come in. This is not just about the ruling AIADMK. Other political parties in the state there in Tamil Nadu have unanimously welcomed this move.
They would. I mean, who would say no to an increment in salary while in people representative positions? It's quite shameful that they're not really worried about the people who are on the streets. They're not worried about the agrarian crisis. They're not worried about the poor people not having a square meal. And, the people's representatives sitting in the houses want increased salaries. And as I said, it's atrocious. And Bharatiya Janata Party completely rejects this particular initiative. It is uncalled for, and it is a mockery on the farmers' plight in Tamil Nadu.
Right. You're calling this a mockery. Many, of course, have called this a planned criminal act against the people. Would you go as far in saying that?
It is, as I told you, it's a political ploy to keep the flock together, to ensure that the MLAs do not cross walls and jump walls. So this is a political ploy, and it is a cheap political plot to ensure that people's pockets are heavy so that they stay with the man. So Palaniswami's plot is exposed, and instead of governing the state and instead of ensuring the welfare and development of the poor and needy and farmers, especially in the agrarian crisis, he is just playing the below the belt politics, and it is an insult on the plight of farmers in Tamil Nadu, and I think they will certainly teach him a lesson.
Right. Mr. Rao, there have been demands by MPs in the centre as well, both in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, justifying a hike, a salary hike for MPs as well, saying that at the end of the day, it is a job and one should be well paid. There is now disparity wherein which you have other state MLAs being earning more than MPs in the centre, secretariat staff earning more than MPs there as well. So is that a justified argument if we look at the issue of the MP salary hike in the centre?
See, we are an institutionalized nation, and Parliament has committees which look into the compensation for members of Parliament of both the houses. Now, this is not led by, unlike in Tamil Nadu, which is led by the Chief Minister's initiative, parliamentary salaries are not led by Prime Minister's initiative. There is a committee which looks into it, and the committee has to do its job. If there is a need for an increase to level up the salaries, that is what the committee should be doing. But what we are, and it's a collective decision. It is not a unilateral decision of an individual or a head of a state. So that is the difference between what's happening in Tamil Nadu to what happens in Parliament.
Okay.
Even then, Bharatiya Janata Party is not seeking any increment for its MPs in the Parliament.
Mr. Rao, those who've been justifying this hike here say that you need MLAs to be well paid because it would stop those from corruption who've been indulging in it so far.
You're asking me?
Yes, Mr. Rao.
No, I am saying that it's not about stopping people from indulging in corruption. What Palaniswami is trying to do is to reward people, reward the MLAs through the public treasury. It is the state's money which is trying to keep in the pockets of the MLAs so that they stay with him. So it is one of those plots, one of the cheap plots by utilizing public taxpayer money to ensure that the MLAs stick around.
Mr. Rao, appreciate you speaking to us. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it at that, but many thanks for that view there. Our correspondents Muglian and Arun would stay on with us.